Did I hear voices after I got sober from methamphetamine? What's up, you guys? My name's Nicole Pludre. I'm a person in recovery. I've been sober for 9 years, and I used to shoot a lot of motherfucking meth. Today, I had a wonderful friend reach out to me through DMs about their child. And this person asked me if I heard voices or had hallucinations, auditory or visual, after I got sober from methamphetamine. So let's get into it. First and foremost, it's important for you to know and to understand that I was addicted to methamphetamine for almost 17 years of my life. My addiction began snorting it and smoking it. Then I graduated 2 hot rails. And then about 7 years after starting, I began to inject the drug. I was not only injecting methamphetamine, I was addicted to multiple substances. Those substances were cocaine, oxy, benzos, and methamphetamine. I would go into bouts of psychosis for a week at a time. I would hear things. I would see things. I would think scenarios were happening that were not really happening. It was so difficult for me to differentiate truth and fiction because my hallucinations would be people from my real life. So, for example, if I was hallucinating, I would see my boss from Kroger. She would show up at my house saying that I needed to come in that day, and I would take off walking down the street, walking to Kroger thinking I needed to be at work. Then somebody that I knowed would see me. Nicole, what are you doing out here? Oh, I'm on my way to work. Girl, you don't work today, or whatever, you know? This would happen all the time. At the peak of one of my hallucinations, I actually ended up in the hospital. I ended up in the hospital. I was on a 5-day bender. I had not slept or ate in 5 days. I had injected methamphetamine, oxys. I had taken benzos, and then I took 100 milligrams of Seroquel. I ended up going to the hospital because the police found me walking on the side of the road in hallucinations. And when I got there, they gave me a shot of Thorazine and a shot of Haldol. When that didn't work and didn't bring me down and didn't calm me down, didn't subdue me, didn't sedate me, the nurses and the doctors came in and decided that they were going to give me another round, another shot of Thorazine and another shot of Haldol. And when they did that, this put me into a coma. They overloaded my system, and I was in a coma for 7 days, a medically induced coma, not on purpose. They didn't mean to put me into a coma, but that's what happened because my body could not handle all the drugs that were in my system, and my internal organs began to shut down. Now, to answer your question, did I hallucinate or hear voices after I got sober from meth? No, 100% not. The minute that I sobered up, like I'm talking like the minute I had 3 days sleep in a row, like enough sleep to catch up and not be like super tired, I would start to come to. The minute I started coming down and the drug started leaving my system, my hallucinations would go away. I never had hallucinations, auditory or visual, follow me into my sobriety. Now, I know there are some people that do have that, and what I believe happens is I believe that they had an underlying mental health issue that was triggered by their use of methamphetamine, and now it's just brought it to the surface. Or I believe that they could have meth-induced schizophrenia, and something just happens in the brain where a switch flips, and they can't come back from that. But that was not my experience. I always came out of my hallucinations, and I always realized, hey, that was a hallucination. A lot of the times it was hard to realize it because they were so real. But at the end of the day, I always knew that what was happening was because I was high on drugs. If you watch this video all the way through, drop a purple heart in the comment section. Let me know that y'all are watching my videos all the way through. If this video helped you in some way, share it with your friends. Share it with a loved one who might be struggling with addiction. If you have questions about methamphetamine addiction, about opiate addiction, about benzo addiction, about cocaine addiction that you would like me to answer, please drop those questions in the comment section and I will answer them, or send me a private message. I will not share your information, but I will answer your questions. I hope you guys have a great Monday, and remember, recovery is possible. Love y'all.